Alright y'all, welcome back to the Blizzard vlog. I want to show you guys how I prepare for the market coming off the weekend headed into a Monday morning as an unprofitable trader. We're not going to be unprofitable for much longer, so stick to the journey. This is going to be very important because you guys are able to see me go from unprofitable to being profitable. Let's get into it, man. Guys, it's pretty simple. You guys can see when the market closes on the weekend, you have this little gap in between where the market ends up reopening again. And honestly, there's not really much you can go off of right here just yet, realistically. So what I'll do is I'll look at what the market did on the previous open, which was Friday. So what I'm gonna do right here is all these little green boxes I have right here, these are just fair value gaps. I pretty much just mark them. And if I go back to the 5 minute, you guys can see right here, this was during the trade session, 9:30 is where it opened. So from right here was where it opened, and I actually did not take a trade. I'm getting used to trying to understand the trends a little bit more and really kind of lock in on these zones, because it just seemed like consolidation to me. It just seemed like the market was all over the place, so I couldn't really find a trend. And I don't think that this is really easy for people to get in on and take a trend or take a trade. So I'm not mad about it. But again, this is what is called I don't know. I think this is called back test. Listen, guys, I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling y'all I'm a legend. It's unprofitability to being profitable. So yeah, I'm assuming I back tested. Okay, I think that's what I did. But yeah, just back testing right here and seeing where I could have took a trade. And I mean, that's cool to see, but we cannot live in the past. So we're going to get rid of this. I do have this marked up in one of my recent videos, guys. So if you guys want to ever go look back at it, you can. You know what I mean? But we ain't living in the past. We're moving on. And what we also do is we mark market high and market low for the previous day. So these are just the basics, guys, of what I do. And I hope that you guys are enjoying this, man, because I know there's a lot of people that want to start trading or that they started trading and you feel lost because you're trying to sit there and, you know, tap in what the bigger traders are saying. But realistically, sometimes you just want somebody that you feel can understand you a little bit better in the moment, because obviously all traders have been at that point where they weren't making any money and they put in the work to get to where they are. But you know, I know how it is. Sometimes people just want to feel like, you know, like you're grinding with somebody, you know? So I'm here for y'all. That's why I started doing these videos on my vlog channel and, you know, integrating it with vlogs and with my lifestyle going forward, because I know it's going to be a part of my lifestyle. So I didn't want to wait until I got to the point of being a super profitable trader and then now I'm trying to turn the camera. I might as well start from the point of me being unprofitable all the way through the journey. So yeah, just a quick reason as to why I do what I do. But yeah, so at this point, guys, you're just going to kind of just let this rock out. Again, you can continue to back test, or you can continue to look at certain trends from the previous market or whatever. But I mean, like at this point, if you zoom in the market, like you're getting a whole new start of the market, like down here, you know what I mean? So it's kind of just like, there's no real point. The market is at a low right now. So it's like, okay, what's the point of me really trying to do too much back testing? Like you should have already done that on Friday, like immediately after you either won or lost your trade. You should be immediately back testing, journaling, getting your screenshots in so you kind of know what the hell is going on. But yeah, another thing that's very important, guys, you want to definitely check the news. Use forexfactory.com, check the news and just see, you know, what the times are showing. Currently right now it's all yellow folders. Obviously none of them are for USD, but you know, the trend's usually there. I'm not going to say it's going to be always certified that it's one way if the other currencies are showing like a low impact. But it's, you know, that's how I've seen it. But you should always obviously clearly check when you wake up in the morning, check, see if you're going to have any high impact. If there's any red impact folders, if you're a new trader, like what I do is, even if it's a red impact folder, I still try to look at the chart and just kind of get an understanding. But the goal is to not take a trade unless you see an insanely clean setup. But something that I took from TJR, he said, hey, look, if it's a high impact folder day, red folder day, don't even trade. Just save, you know, wait till the next day. And that's important, guys, because if you can't practice being patient by just not taking a trade for a day is only going to be more beneficial to you than hurt you. I literally took a trade every single day, guys. This is going to be a perfect example. If you don't have patience, you will pay. If you do not have patience, you will pay. And I'm going to show you guys the exact breakdown. This is the first day on Top Step X, guys. My first day on Top Step X. Insane feeling, because you're like, oh my god, first day, I want to trade, I know what I'm doing. You're getting confident, you're like, let's go. Like, whole time, guys, let's read what I journaled that day, right? And we're going back about 2 weeks ago or so, week and a half ago, whatever. Okay, so February 23rd, 2026, started trading Combine on Top Step X, had a great entry point to sell, risk 500 to make 1,000, and the trade was playing out well. You guys see what I typed right there? The trade was playing out well. I trailed to $219.03 profit, and the trade closed there. And in the moment, this is what I said: better to be safe than sorrow. Plus, I need 3K profit to pass the Combine, so 200 a day proves consistency for the long haul. So let me tell you guys why I messed up here, right? And this is gonna be a perfect breakdown. In my head, all I could think about is me having 5 accounts. I'm thinking if I have 500 accounts, I just proved to myself I can make $200 on one account. If I copy traded and I did $200, that's $1,000 a day. If I can make $200 out of the market, $200 out of the market, which is not hard to do, guys. It really isn't. It's about risk management, and obviously you have to understand the charts, but it's not that hard to make $200 in one trade, guys. I'm thinking if I copy trade across 5 accounts, that's 1,000 a day. 1,000 a day for 5 times in a week is 5K a week. For about 20,000 a month, 240K a year. And not to mention, guys, obviously you're not going to make that every single day because you're not going to go perfect on trading, but you're going to have losing days. But then you're going to also have days where the trade might be playing out really well, right? For more than 200, and you start trailing it. So now the money is just, you know what I mean? And obviously you have to control your losses, right? Maybe a 1 to 2, $100 risk to make $200. You guys get the point. But yeah. I'm thinking too far ahead, guys, and in the moment it seemed like it was good because all I could see that day was a green day. But again, this is why it's important to journal your trades, guys. So then I go on by saying use TradingView demo to confirm my analysis was good, and it was. So if you guys don't know, what I do is on one screen I'll have, all right guys, so on one screen I'll have, my trading over here on Top Step X, and on the next screen I'll have TradingView. And what basically all I do, guys, is on the left screen, I'll have the 5-minute chart opened up. And then on the right screen, I'll have the 1 minute, and they're perfectly in sync. So it's not like it's off by any means. It's perfectly in sync. So I can see the hourly trend that'll, mix in perfectly with the 5-minute trend to make an entry point. And it ends up working out pretty well, guys. It ends up working out pretty well. So that's my way of trading as accurately as I can between 2 screens. Obviously, if you're on the go, I feel like trading on the laptop is when you're not home. If you're home, you should have 2 monitors. It's going to only help you trade. Like, you're literally able to have a higher time frame mixed in with your lower time frame for an entry point, and you're making a way better read versus just being stuck on 5-minute and relying on a fair value gap here, but then the higher time frame might be showing bullish and you're taking a trend of bearish. You guys get the point. So yeah, pretty much use TradingView to confirm my analysis was good, and it was. Had a second entry to sell, trailed to 250, and the position closed there. For the day I made $470. So at this point now I'm like, okay, so this is kind of ignorant, right? Because now I'm like, okay, even if I made any money on the demo, that doesn't really matter because whatever I made right here would have been copy traded. Yeah, I'm kind of assessing it as I look back at it. Yeah, realistically, what I was thinking initially is 1,000 a day. So, but this was kind of like, I don't know if you want to call it a moot point. I don't know. You guys kind of get where I'm going with this. And then I said, I end up typing perfect for what I'm trying to accomplish in the long run, right? So I'm thinking about the long run. That's a big mistake, guys. When you are trading, the only thing you should give a care in the world about is your risk management and your strategy and your mentality. That's it. Nothing else matters, because if you look too far ahead, you're going to mess up what's going on in front of you right then and there, right? Focus on strategy, focus on risk management, and focus on mentality, and that's it. Everything else is going to play out how it needs to play out. And I end up saying, after seeing how well the trade played out, I felt a little upset I didn't let it play out longer. Then I go on to say, but that isn't the goal. Once a trade is up 200, I will always trail there. This is what I'm saying on February 23rd, guys. I will always trail there. That way, when I have multiple accounts, I will make 1,000 in a day. Worst case scenario, if I have 500 accounts. Trade ended up playing out perfectly. Risk 500 to make 1,000. So now I want to show you guys a screenshot. First day, you guys can see that green. Y'all see that green? Y'all see the 200 profit. My max limit for the day was 1,000. So everything is adding up to what I'm saying. The max loss for the day would have been 500. But we got in at a perfect point right here. I'm like, okay, liquidity sweep. And I just immediately entered right off of this, guys. And once I saw this, I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna enter off the liquidity sweep and just have my, you know, stop loss up here. And yeah, guys, the trade played out literally perfectly. And I literally trailed it maybe somewhere around here. I wish Top Step X would show your entry points, kind of like how TradingView does. But I trailed it, guys, because I was just seeing profits. I didn't know any better. I was just brand new. Obviously, this was the first time I took a trade on Top Step X live account, meaning like it's not demo. And I'm gonna make a separate video about this demo versus funded accounts and live accounts. I'm gonna make a complete video on this. But yeah, just being in the real market, it's like, oh shit, like I'm making money, I'm trying to get this funded account, I'm trying to pass this test. Hey, it is what it is. Let me just trail. This is why you let trades play out. But it's frustrating, guys. I won't lie, it's frustrating, but I'm glad at the same time. It's like bittersweet, because I'm so happy that I learned this now versus learning it in a way worse situation later on, man. So it is what it is. But yeah, y'all, that's gonna pretty much do it for the video. That's how I'm able to, you know, prepare for the upcoming week of trading. Be prepared, right? Be prepared. Understand, you know, where you're at currently. And don't be upset, guys. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. Notice this, guys. All my losses are controlled. There's only one loss that I was being ignorant, trying to let the trade play out, trying to like get that feeling of letting the trade play out my system, and then understanding how to control risk. So all of this is important, and I'm getting that live feel being in an actual account where I can really start making money. So the emotions that I'm going through are perfect versus me sitting on demo. I felt like I could just continue to win on demo, right? And I'll show you guys. Yeah, we're just about 8-4, guys. I was having like a pretty good record right here. This was just a test, you know, I'm being honest. And then I went on a win streak right here. I was at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So every single day, guys, I was getting up at market open, and I was actually going on a win streak. And I was like, you know what? Even right here, another good win. This was a bad loss, obviously, but you know, a lot of them weren't that controlled. I mean, they're somewhat controlled for the most part. This is after the point though, guys. Basically what I'm telling you guys right here is I was starting to do really good. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of me sitting on demo, why don't I just go to the actual account? Like, let's just get this live actual feeling going and let's just figure this out. And some people are gonna say, bro, what the hell? You're not even profitable, whatever. Like, bro, shut up. I started doing this last year, like the ending of 2024. To be honest, I was trying to trade Bitcoin, and I had zero understanding of the market. I was just looking at the candles and seeing random times to enter, and that's literally how I was making the money off Bitcoin. And the most money I made on Bitcoin was what, 160 bucks? So I'm like, no, $588 without knowing what the hell I was doing, like literally. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I pretty much, you know, talked about everything I wanted to talk about. Always journal every single trade, guys. It's important. Y'all can see, not just when I win, but when I lose, every single trade gets journaled. Every trade gets journaled. And that's gonna do it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, this is fun for me because this is a legitimate, like a legit skill set, number one. And number two, I love making content. So this ends up working out perfectly for me, because regardless, at the end of the day, I'm gonna keep on going. Like there's no way for me to quit. I'm just gonna keep trading because I have content to make. There's no reason to stop. You know what I mean? So y'all know what to do. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all boys in the next video. Look, listen. I'm telling y'all right now, right? We are not going to be unprofitable for much longer. So get in on the journey and join. And you guys can say that you were here when your boy JrRanks was unprofitable and he became profitable, and it didn't take him long at all. I want you guys to see this and witness this, like how it's really about your mentality, your execution, and much more things we'll talk about later. So I'll see y'all boys in the next video. It's your boy JrRanks, and I'm out, y'all.